from friends to foes. Kamala Harris is blaming her old boss, Joe Biden, for the Democrats' defeat in 2024. An excerpt from her new book reads, quote, "It's Joe and Jill's decision. We all said that like a mantra, as if we'd all been hypnotized. Was it grace or was it recklessness? In retrospect, I think it was recklessness. The stakes were simply too high. This wasn't a choice that should have been left to an individual's ego, an individual's ambition. It should have been more than a personal decision." Let's bring in our panel now. Former Biden Director of Message Planning, Megan Hayes, and former Tim Scott campaign advisor, Matt Gorman. Matt, she appears to be clearly throwing her old boss under the old bus.
I'm shocked, but here's where I come down. Since she lost, the day she lost all the way through to today, consistently her and her team have abdicated any responsibility for losing, okay? Remember, Joe Biden, yes, his team threw out of the bus, sure, but remember, this is the same candidate who on The View during the heat of the campaign couldn't differentiate how she'd be different than Biden. Joe Biden also didn't cause her to hide from interviews or espouse all these very far left positions back in 2020 when she first ran for president. So she is what she always was, a bad candidate. She was then, she still is.
Megan, recklessness? Well, that's interesting, considering all these times that she rushed to his defense on his mental health. Watch.
Joe Biden has done the work that has been about being a leader on what we have done to fix so much of what has been broken in terms of the economy because of Donald Trump's mismanagement. He is so smart and loyal to the American people. He has the judgment and the experience to do exactly what he has done in making very important decisions on behalf of the American people.
There were no concerns raised?
Brett, Joe Biden is not on the ballot.
How so much has changed now, Megan.
Yeah, I mean, this is like dragging up an ex-boyfriend, right? Like you're the only one that gets to rewrite history here. So I think a few things are true where she gets to write her own narrative and gets to tell her message because everyone else has been telling it for the last year. Here, I just think that this tale is as old as time. This sentiment from the vice president, having to look up to the president or being a supporting character has been going on. I have a unique perspective in that I worked for a sitting vice president and for a sitting president. We had the same feeling when the president was vice president to Obama. So, I mean, I get some of why she has some complaints here and why that's out there. It's nothing new coming from a vice president. And I mean, I just wish she'd be using her platform and her megaphone a little bit differently and being pushing back on Donald Trump's really detrimental economic policies to the working people.
Matt, this is a further more excerpt from Kamala Harris's book, 107 Days. This came to us through The Atlantic. On his worst day, he was more deeply knowledgeable, more capable of exercising judgment, and far more compassionate than Donald Trump on his best. But at 81, Joe got tired. That's when his age showed in physical and verbal stumbles. I don't think it's any surprise that the debate debacle happened right after 2 back-to-back trips to Europe and a flight to the West Coast for Hollywood fundraiser. I don't believe it was incapacity. If I believed that, I would have said so. As loyal as I am to President Biden, I am more loyal to my country. Okay, I guess she's trying to cover for not saying anything, even though she wasn't shocked at the stumbles on the debate stage, Matt.
Yeah, it's either recklessness and ego, as you said in your previous excerpt, or he was tired after some jet lag, apparently. You can't have it either way. And this is just clearly tells me that she really wants to run for president again in 2028. All of this, right? Hitting Donald Trump the way she's hitting him, rewriting history on Joe Biden, that she was some outspoken advocate against running again. And look, no matter what, she is who she always has been. She's been a god-awful candidate, a bad communicator, and she lost in large part because she was tied so inextricably to extremely unpopular policies of the administration which she was in. Let's not overcomplicate this.
Megan, that excerpt ended with her loyalty to president and country. However, she pulled some more painful punches here, including the delicate status with the White House she detailed for her reason to stay silent on so much of this, even suggesting the Biden administration added fuel to negative narratives being peddled about her by critics. So she's not just throwing Biden under the bus, she's throwing the whole Biden White House administration as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting take. I don't necessarily agree with doing this pass. I think if she might have done this a year ago, we might have had a different outcome, and she might be the sitting president right now. So I just think it's not a smart thing politically. I don't know if she wants to run, to Matt's point, here for president. I'm just not sure that this does rewrite her story in the way she thinks it does. I'm not sure that throwing everyone else and blaming everyone else is really the best narrative and showing how strong of a leader you are. But again, she gets to write her narrative now. She gets to tell her story as she sees it. And if she runs, the American people can decide whether or not they want to vote for her.
I guess the question, though, will always be, where was she then? Okay, we appreciate both of you joining us today.
Thanks so much
for the discussion. All right, Bill?
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.